Hi guys, it's Richard at We Are Underground, and in this video we're going to show you the quick start guide for the Testament Shopify theme. So for the purpose of this video, what we've done is taken the live demo that you see for the Testament theme, and we've just installed a fresh copy into the background. This way we have a store that's set up with products and collections, but it's going to be a completely blank template. When we go to Customize Theme, this is what you will see as your first installation. It's placeholder imagery just to highlight some of the sections which are available for selection for the home page. Moving through the theme to the collection pages and products, other content, you will see that anything that you already have within the store is already shown and in place. So there is no work from the admin side of things that you're going to need to do with this. All we're going to do is set up the theme settings to choose our color scheme, choose our fonts, our text sizes, and then we're going to work through some of the sections which are available just to help you get them set up nice and quickly. So first of all, let's start by making it look like your own store. We're going to go to the Sections tab on the left and open the one named Header. In here you'll see that you can add your own logo, or you can alter any content that is already in there. If you don't have a logo image, it will display the name of your store, which you would set up in the Shopify settings under Admin Online Store Preferences. The navigation from the store is automatically set up and will show drop downs according to how you have that set up in the admin of your Shopify store. Now you can select this to show a mobile style slide out menu at all times, but for this one we're going to use full, and we can adjust the height of this just down to personal preference. If you have no background color to the navigation, you can add top and bottom borders just to help define this. To use the mega menu, it's very simple. All you have to do is look at your main menu and choose one of the links that you have that has a drop down and that has sub-menus within that drop down. So for this one, it's going to be the shop menu. If I hover on that, it splits it to a mega menu. If I remove it, it goes back to a 3-level drop down. Now a mega menu should only be used if you have 3 levels of navigation. The main menu that you see on the screen, drop downs from a menu item within that, and then sub drop downs from within those. Within the mega menu, you can add an image which will show to the left side of the links. You can also link that to any content that you would like to. There is no limit to the number of mega menus that you can show. You just need to set up your navigation to support that. Can add an announcement message at the top bar between the social icons and the cart icons, and this can be linked again to any page that you'd like it to go to. Once you're happy with your header, click Save, and let's take a look at the footer. Now the footer by default will show a menu and a mailing list sign up. You can add a bottom logo to this if you wanted to, and then you can align the text within that footer to your own personal preference, change the title size, and also change the case of those titles. Now you can add more menus to this, and you can also add text content if you would like to. Using the Add Content tab at the bottom, just click on this, choose your selection. So for this it's going to be a menu, and we would choose a menu that has already been created in the store admin under navigation. Once you've added that, you can drag these into a preferred order to show them how you would like them within your store's footer. Header and footer are going to be common among all content within your site, so it doesn't matter what page you're looking at, they're always going to be the same. So now if we jump over to the Theme Settings tab, you'll see a few options like search. You can refine that to show products only or all content, but what we're going to focus on is the colors. So in here, this is going to affect global settings within your store. So what you set here will be common again throughout every single page in the store. What I'm doing in the demo here is just showing you how to set the backgrounds for the header, for the content area, and then all the other parts of the site which are self-explanatory as you go through them. What you need to do is just choose these, play with the options, and just watch for the changes in front of you to understand which parts are being altered. The navigation is easily changed, as are hover links to highlight what a customer is hovering over. I prefer to just keep it very simple for this particular demo, but you can have some fun with it and explore all of the options. Now, quite understandably, we've been doing this for years, and we know these sites inside out, so to say click here, do this is very, very simple. But what we don't want to do is overwhelm you with a massively detailed video which is going to take an hour to go through just for you to learn how to use the theme. We thought the quick setup guide is going to be the best way to go, because you can learn the basics and get things set up how you would like them, and then play with other options later on. Once you've set up your colors, I would suggest to open the typography tag. This is where you're going to choose the main font which will be used for all of the inner content of your pages, product descriptions and blog posts. See that there is quite a big selection of fonts that can be chosen here, and then you can choose the style of those fonts, whether it's going to be regular, bold or semi-bold, or even light in some instances at the bottom. So once you've chosen these, you can move on to the navigation, and then also to set the fonts for the headings on your site, which are going to be all of your page titles and the section headings that you see on the front page of the store. From here, I would then take a look at the product grid. This again is a global setting which is going to impact on all areas within the site where you see multiple products. So the home page of your site is showing featured collections, and also the collection pages within the store. You can enable or disable the quick view pop-up, show the product vendor which is added to the product when you first set them up, and then add borders and go through different secondary image options that exist within the theme. When you set up the option to choose swatch hover, this is going to come into play whenever your products have different colors and you have actually assigned a variant image to a particular variant or color. So in this instance, we've assigned different images to them, and hovering on the swatch will change to show the image that's reflected. Now you can choose to have a cart modal pop up, or set this to go to a page so that when a customer clicks add to cart, they're redirected to the cart, or with the modal they will stay on the same page. The social media section is quite simple. All you need to do is add the links to your specific social media accounts, and you can also add a welcome newsletter pop-up which will show up once every 7 days per visit per customer. The theme also includes currency options which allow you to show alternating currencies depending on what your preferences are. If you're shipping overseas, then it does help to show customers what a product's going to cost them in their own currency. And there are some checkout options which are automatically injected by Shopify just to allow you to control what the checkout looks like for your customers. So what we've done there is quickly gone through the theme settings to establish some common areas. We've set up the color scheme, chosen the fonts. Now we're going to focus on getting our homepage set up so it's presentable to your customers. You'll see that you can drag all of these sections into a different order if you would prefer to. And at the bottom, clicking the add section link, you'll see that there are more options for you to choose from, all of which can be added repeatedly and dragged into a preferred position. Once you add a new section, you'll then see options to configure that, and clicking on remove section will take it away from the page once again. Now when you open a section, you'll see that the options for that section are there for you to change and adjust to your own personal needs. Like within the slideshow, you can add slides, edit the content within them, change the image, and choose the color scheme and positioning of the text. Once you've got yourself a few slides or images, you'll see that you can actually drag those into a preferred order within the slideshow to dictate which one's going to come first and which ones will come after that. We're then going to move on and jump into the gallery section. This allows you to add as many images as you would like to. You can then make this section full width, change the size of the text within those, and you can also change the width of each image, which we'll show you once we've got some images in place here. Okay, so now we've got 3 images, all of which that are set to 33%. If we change that, then it's going to start changing the way that these are laid out. Now with adding more images and changing the container width, it is going to affect where things do stack on the page. So if you have access to a photo editor or a designer who can do these for you, you can come up with some really good layouts. It's just about getting image sizes right for this kind of layout. So 33% showing 3 across is always going to work for you because it's going to make sure all of the images are an equal size. We included a pretty simple text area for you as well, which you can add a header to or remove it if preferred, just to add some text to your homepage. This is going to help you with search engines and adding content, especially in the homepage where it tends to be dominated by images and very short snippets of text. So if you can add a paragraph or a short paragraph of content to your homepage, it will pay dividends in SEO for you. You can also change this to show content from a page which might include images or any other content that you've added to that quite simply. And once again, as with all sections on the homepage, these can all be dragged into a preferred order and changed. It's all a case of just putting things wherever you need them. Now, to show products on the homepage, you're going to show a featured collection. Basically, it's a collection that contains products. You're just going to choose which collection it is you're going to show, select how many products from that collection you want to show, and that's going to automatically add itself to a carousel within the homepage. The image with text overlay section is a large wide format image. It's just going to show across the page with text laying straight over the top of that. Now, when doing this, we always recommend that you try to use an image that isn't too tall, so 400 to 500 pixels in height, 1920 pixels wide is always going to work out very well for you, because you don't want something that creates too much height and makes you have to scroll too far down the page to get to the content behind it. You can use Shopify's free image setup for this if you don't have any of your own. And we tend to see a lot of customers who use this particular section as a heading for a section that follows. As you see here, instead of talking about the particular image, we're going to change the title to introduce our Instagram section. Now, if you do this and use the right image, it can be very, very effective. You can link this out to content if you would like to as well. And as with all of the other sections, you have built-in controls just to set up the fonts and text size just for that particular area, which will not affect the global parts of your theme. Now, right behind this section, you'll see that we have the text comms with images. We're not going to use those, so I'm just going to open that section up very quickly and remove it. And then the Instagram section that then follows, we're just going to remove the title. So the image above it becomes a banner for this, or just a title section. Now, all you would have to do for Instagram is insert your access token, and that will start to populate with the last 6 images from your Instagram account. So once you've got a launch ready homepage that you're happy with, let's jump into a collection page. On the left, open the collection page settings. Now, inner pages are handled slightly differently to the homepage. With Shopify, on the home page, you can add all of these sections. On other pages, the page itself is the section, so a collection page is a section. You can't add the same type of content that you would on the home page and expect to be able to reorder it in exactly the same way. So what we've set up here are some basics for your collection page. We've set up a filtering system which will allow you to filter within a collection based on tags that you add to products. For complete instructions on this, please see our other video. You can also choose to show content. Now, as soon as you select that, it's going to add a sidebar. I'm just going to correct what we did with the tags here because we named them differently. But I can also add menus to this sidebar to help customers to be able to navigate through the site. Now, once I enter tags that match what we have on the products, you'll see those appear for selection. Once the page is ready, we hit save, and then we're going to move on to edit the product page just to see how that works. To do this, simply open up any product within your store, and on the left you'll see the product page settings. In the theme, we give you the option to show swatches, which are buttons for size or color or other variant selections, or you can show them as a drop down if you prefer. There's a few styling ones as well for choosing borders and backgrounds and left aligning the content within the form. Now you can add various other sections to this too to show quantities, the SKU for your variants, and also show Shopify's dynamic checkout button, which when clicked would send the customer straight to the checkout rather than keeping them shopping within the store. Thumbnail images can be set to the left or the right, and then you can also change the zoom to pop out and show to the side of the image or over the top of the image. We don't have the best quality photos on this demonstration, so they do appear a little bit blurry. Obviously, the higher the resolution image you upload for your products, the better the zoom will be. So once your product page is ready and you're quite happy with its layout, all you need to do is click save, and then we're going to move on to look at some other content. Your theme includes a contact form, which when shown in full can be a little bit wide. So for this, we're going to reduce the page width to show it nice and narrow. It's a little bit easier for customers to work with. You can also add a sidebar to any page within your store. All you have to do is choose a menu and then set the title for that once it's in place. Again, with other pages within your store, the option to reduce the page width just to keep things a little bit smarter, and to add a sidebar also exist. Moving on from there, you then have the blog with a few options just to configure the layout. You'll see that this is in a tiled view with a little add some descriptive text message at the top of the page. On the left, open the blog page options, and you'll see that you can add an image which will show at the top of the page. Again, we recommend not using anything too tall. 1920 pixels wide by 400 to 500 pixels tall would be absolutely perfect for this, because you don't want to add so much image to the top of this that it pushes your content too far down for customers to be able to see it quickly. The text area exists just to add a description if you wanted to. And you'll see that you can show your blog posts as tiles or stack them one on top of another. Now there are a few limited options here just to show the author and the date of the post, the same within the article itself. You can enable these or disable them very quickly with the checkboxes on the left hand side within the section settings. And once again, when you're completed, make sure to click save so that you don't lose any of the changes that you've made, and you're pretty much there. So once you've saved, just give everything a quick once over to make sure you haven't missed anything. As you can see here, we didn't do Instagram earlier purely because it needs that secret token, which I can't reveal on YouTube. But for your account, it's very simple. If you're happy with that, go back to the themes page within your Shopify dashboard. And next to the theme, you'll see the actions link with a drop-down indicator. Click on that, and choose Publish. This will make that new theme live with the new content that you've just added. The whole thing takes a few seconds and there will be no disruption to your store for your customers. Now, as I said before, this isn't the most comprehensive guide. It's a quick start just to get you through the setup of the theme. We know that you're going to have questions, and we know that you're going to come across sections that don't make all of the sense that you think they should. So please, if you do find any problems or you do need help with anything, then come to our support team at support.weareunderground.com and we'll be more than happy to assist you.